Hello everyone, as in this video I am going to explain how to configure Superstream version 4.3 for TikTok. As you can see, we are here on the Superstream page. You already know that first you have to buy the plugin, and once you have it purchased, you simply have to click download now, and you have to select the route where you want to download the plugin. For now I am going to save it here, and we are going to go to our server page. In this case I am going to use Mogis. So we are going to download it. We are going to skip the 5 seconds it asks us here so that we can download the add-on from the server, and we are going to select to save our Mogis file here as well. I use Mogis because the truth is that I have been using it for quite some time and it is not giving me any type of problem, so I recommend them. What we're going to do once our Mogis file is downloaded is going to be give it here and change its name. Here you can give it the name you want, just make it an easy to use name. For the next step we are going to press shift and right click. We are going to open in terminal and a PowerShell window is going to open. Alright, here we can write CMDI if a CMD window is going to open. Here we have to have Java installed. We are going to come here, Java 17 or K. We have to have Java 17 installed to be able to carry out everything that is the procedure of creating and operating the server. So once you have Java 17 downloaded and installed, all you have to do is write Java hard script here. Mogist, which is the name of our file. Hard or K. What is this file here? They will give you enter and the installation of our server will begin. Here we are going to wait a few minutes. Well, now we got a small message that tells us that we need to accept the EULA to be able to continue. So we are just going to insert the word true in lowercase and we are going to give it enter, and now it is going to finish doing all the server settings once we have. The command window like this means that our server is already running. What we are going to do is type stop and close the command window, and now what we are going to do is trim the Superstream plugin and paste it into the plugins folder, and now we start back to our server. So that it creates all the folders necessary for Superstream. If we open this folder while our server is starting, we will be able to see that all the files belonging to Superstream will be created for us. Very good. What they have to do? The first time they start the server with the plugin, it is going to be locked. They have to close it and start it again. And now we come here and connect to our server or K-Perfect. We are all ready. Inside the game, if we give /plugins, we will be able to see that we have Superstream Leaf and Superstream Active. How are we going to prove that everything is working? Well, for that we first have to do a little setup. Let's go to the plugins folder, to the Superstream folder. To the default profile folder that Superstream now has support for multiple profiles. So every time you want to create a profile, you're just going to copy this one. You're going to tell him, I don't know, zombie apocalypse. You're going to hit enter, and here you can create all your settings for a zombie apocalypse. For now, what we are going to configure is the default profile, for example. Here we are going to put our name. From TikTok, here we are going to put our player name, and here below all the event settings begin. The number that appears here refers to the gift code with which we are going to activate that action. In this case 5655 is the roast. We are going to put roast here. And here we have what messages we want the title that we wanted to show to say. And here the action in this case is going to expose. A zombie is going to put the name of whoever sent it, and this is the color of whoever sent it. For this one, for example, it's going to activate a sound and it's going to give us a potion or key effect here. And these are the messages that will appear to us. I already have a small configuration, so I'm going to show them to you. This is our first action. It is the command listener. And here, for example, what is going to happen is that every time someone comments, they are going to respond to a zombie, they are going to post a message, and they are going to respond to a zombie. Now every time someone enters the stream, in the action bar, it will show that that person has entered the stream. This code here does not belong to any gift, but is a random code. If we want to enter the code for a gift, we are going to come to our Superstream folder. We are going to select. Here the gifts available we are going to select, for example, the tennis gift that costs 1 coin. We are going to go to our profile and we are going to place the code for that gift here. And we will do the same with each of the other actions that we want. This one here is the same as a potion effect. This one here summons a skeleton, a creeper, a witch, a blaze. A skeleton of wider, and this one here, for example, throws a bolt at us. The format of this event is a little different since we cannot simply expand a lightning bolt in this way, so what we will do is activate commands to execute them as if we were the character, and inside we paste the command of the event that we want to execute. For example, what this other event does is give us a complete armor of netherite on this side of what we have. It is an event that generates us a small raid of pillagers, generates us 2 villages, places a bell, and gives us 4 bad omens for 120 seconds, ending the actions for gifts. We have the other events. For example, the event for likes that every 10 likes will expose a pigling like we have here will tell us. From the hello player, if we wanted to execute a command every time someone likes here. For example, if we have goals, we place the amount we want for that goal and then place the event that we want to generate. In this other event, the follow listener, we are going to have to run a spider for each new follower. Then we have the event for subscribers and the event for each time they are shared. Speaking of subscribers, there is an additional setup. What we have right here is that every time someone who is subscribed activates an event, that event is going to be invoked twice. That is, if this is true, every time someone throws a rose instead of sending a single zombie, I'm going to send 2. If that person is a subscriber in the configuration file, what we have on the one hand is the API with which we can connect to TikTok. That this API is free, I think that here, if we are not API, we can put none, but I'm not entirely sure. I think you can put none here. The truth is that I'm not very sure about it. Can you ask on Superstream Discord? Here we have the profiles, that is, if we have more than one profile, we are simply going to put the second profile here, and when we update the plugin, that new profile will be added to us. This is an additional configuration to be able to activate the artificial intelligence in the dragon. What this allows us is for the dragon to attack us without flying towards the 000 coordinates. Then we have some new options that are not yet activated, and the name with which the gift list will be generated. So once the plugin is configured, the only thing we have to do is go back to our games, make sure we are operators. So we are going to go to the console, we are going to give it or PI our player name, and as you can see we are already operators. We are going to use time set day to be day, and we are going to put SS reload default profile to reload the profile, or key now if we use SS test default profile. It will give us the list of all the gifts with which we can trigger events, such as the one of the rose that generates a zombie, and as you could see, it was generated twice. Will you wonder why double is generated? Double is generated because I have activated that subscribers can send double gifts. So here we are going to put false, we are going to set it to reload, and if we run the event again, as you can see, a single zombie is generated, so we can also run. All the other events, for example, a wader, a legendary sword that we have here, with all these enchantments and all the other events that we also have available. Okay, now how do we connect to our TikTok live? Here I have already found an account of a person who has streamed. I placed it right now, and what we must do now to be able to connect is to restart the server. So we are going to execute the command and we are going to start our server again, and you are going to see on the console that the events are going to start to be reflected very well. As we can see here, we have all the events that are being generated, we have the streamer, and all the events of each of the people who are connecting to that stream. So now, once we enter the world, we are going to be able to see how every one of all events begin to be generated. As you can see, piglins are being generated. For every 10 I like people from and also below. In the action bar we can see how it tells us who is entering the stream. Don't set up many other events since, well, I don't want everything to suddenly explode here, plus you won't always be giving away the gifts to be able to do the tests, but as you can see on the left is the chat and all the events that are happening right now. Well, that's basically all the settings they should know for super streaming. The truth is that it is much easier to configure than I expected. They're going to have the configuration file available, so they can just copy it and load it into their, look, they just sent a good gift, the configuration file. They'll have it in the description. So they can download it and copy it and modify it. And that would be all. For now, I hope it has been useful to you and that the tutorial is useful to all those who want to use the Superstream plugin. And that's it. I'm Loxas. See you in the next video. Goodbye.